Hi there and welcome back. Dan again from Clean Guru. And today, guys, I want to talk about encouraging you to take a little bit of time to really think clearly and picture specifically, think about the kinds of feelings that would go with exactly the kind of company you'd like to have when you're done. And I say when you're done, when you get in the process of building your company. Why do I say that? Well, it reminds me, a few years ago I was hearing about a radio talk show host. And there was a very popular one in our area. Unfortunately, he died, but he was really a legend in being a radio announcer. And he was replaced by a young guy whose dream it always was to be just like this person. So he studied and practiced. In fact, my own brother-in-law told me stories about even in high school, because he knew this gentleman, how even in high school he was doing interviews and practicing to really learn to do it just like this other individual, to the best characteristics, to really get to be good at the craft. And I'm sure he pictured exactly what it would feel like and what he would feel like and what it would look like and what his day would be comprised of when he finally became a radio talk show host, and ultimately that became his living. So he clearly pictured it, and I'm sure the feelings too that were going to go with it. Also in cleaning we can do this too. I've often seen, I'm sure you've seen it too, ever seen when a company's finally grown over the years and they show pictures of how the team grew from just a couple people to a handful of people to a bigger team, and then sometimes a big team gathered all in their company shirts, and there they all are, or their building size changed. Now we operate in this building, now we're in a bigger building, here's all the buildings we clean. The growth, not only of the physical building, but also of the growth of the team, they're so proud of, and rightfully so. But I bet you it all started for that person, or maybe it's a partnership, when they were thinking clearly to themselves, boy, what would we love this to look like? And they took the time to think, probably when they're dreaming at night and during the day, they're thinking, boy, I want it to be like this. And eventually that team came together and grew, and the way they cleaned became to look like the way they wanted it to clean. The team, as far as professionalism, began to look like the picture they had in their mind. The feelings of pride of running that place, that company, began to fill them because it fulfilled the picture they had in their head. Now, I don't want to get metaphysical about this or anything, or be too out there, but I think there's a lot to this. I think there's a lot to taking some time, maybe even daily, but at least on a weekly or monthly basis, remembering to clearly picture to ourselves what we'd like to have happen down the road. Because a lot of times, from story after story, and even in cleaning, like I talked about, you can see how someone must have had a clear picture that included the feelings they wanted to have about themselves and their team, and they had that fulfill itself over time. And you can do that too. The picture that you have, if you make it very clear, and the feelings you want to have, and then it's just a matter of what, right? It's us implementing the steps over time. So more accounts, more professionalism, bigger team, all those kinds of things we can then put in place to make that happen. I hope that helps. I hope you have a great week. Until next time, remember, you can do this. You really can.